I used to believe that laughter was the secret glue holding our marriage together. My husband, Mark, was the kind of man who could make a crowded room erupt into giggles with just one of his playful remarks. And me? I loved being his audience of one. Every evening, after long days of work, we'd sit in our cozy living room, sipping tea, trading jokes, and finding joy in the ordinary. But sometimes, even the lightest joke can carry more weight than we think. It was a Thursday evening, the kind of evening where the sky turned a pale orange, and the air smelled of freshly cut grass. Mark had been unusually quiet all week. He'd come home, drop his bag by the door, and sink into the couch. I figured it was just stress from the office. To lighten the mood, I tried what had always worked before: teasing him. "Careful, Mark," I said as he walked past me into the kitchen. "If you keep frowning like that, people will think I married an old man." He glanced at me, forcing a smile. I thought nothing of it. He'd laugh it off later, I told myself. But that night, when we sat down to dinner, the air felt heavier. He barely touched his food. So, I tried again. "You know, maybe I should start practicing my cooking for someone who actually appreciates it," I teased with a wink. The fork in his hand froze. He set it down slowly and looked at me with an expression I hadn't seen in years. "Hurt. You always say things like that," he said quietly. "Do you ever stop to think how it sounds to me?" I laughed. Nervously. "Mark, it's just a joke. You know I don't mean it." He nodded, but there was no laughter in his eyes. The days that followed were different. He came home later, spent more time in the garage, and spoke less and less to me. I kept brushing it off, thinking he just needed space. I even joked again, telling him one night, "If you keep avoiding me like this, people will think we're getting divorced." This time, he didn't even look at me. On Sunday morning, I woke up to the sound of drawers opening and closing. I found Mark in our bedroom, folding his clothes into a suitcase. "Mark, what are you doing?" My voice cracked. He didn't stop packing. "I can't do this anymore. You say it's a joke, but every time you make fun of me, it feels like you're chiseling away at what little respect we have left." I rushed to him, tears burning in my eyes. "But I was only teasing. That's what we've always done. Laugh together." He finally looked at me, and in his gaze, I saw years of unspoken pain. "Lately, it hasn't felt like laughter. It feels like you don't see me anymore." And then he zipped the suitcase, kissed me gently on the forehead, and walked out the door. I stood frozen, my heart pounding, my mind replaying every silly joke I had made at his expense. Words I thought were harmless now echoed like cruel confessions. The house is quiet these days. The couch where we once shared laughter feels too big, too empty. Sometimes I sit there and whisper into the silence, "It was just a joke." But the truth I've learned is this: sometimes jokes carry truths we don't realize, and sometimes, even when we don't mean to, our words can push away the very people we love most. Mark hasn't come back. Maybe he never will. And every day I wonder, if I'd chosen kindness instead of a joke, would my husband still be here?